already, of course, the best of 3, proving to give us a lot of entertainment.
Yeah. So see similar bans, the Luna, Liquid just deciding they don't want to versus here at all. VP taking a page out of Ad Finim's book, really, and banning out the Timbersaw. And this time around, the change is the Ogre ban. And the Heroes.
Instead of what? Was it Shadow Demon?
Yeah, ST is the first one on the list.
Previous game?
No, it wasn't.
Want to take out the OD again?
Yeah, VP banned the
VP
Shadow
banned
Demon,
Shadow
right?
Demons,
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
Okay, so Slaughter, Bat, still in the pool.
Yeah,
If they
so
want to
we're
go
looking
for
at
it.
Slardar, Bat, Shadow Demon.
Void, Liquid, prioritize Void, Life
mean-
Stealer.
It's like, do you want to first pick an SD if you're VP in this position?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, you do.
You do.
Well, we had Liquid. so
Liquid
you
could
know,
go
maybe-
Slider Lifesteal if they want to now, because that proved
Yeah.
to be one of those combos which has been very effective. But
That was their Manila specialty.
absolutely, I mean, it's just like if you want it, your final game, it's like put Mato on Lifesteal. It's like at least you're putting yourselves and your players on a conditions to succeed.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's like you look at Slider Lifesteal and you're like, oh, they can counter pick and outdraft us just because you first 2 pick those heroes.
Was the bounty banned in the first 2 for the last 2 games?
Nah, these
No.
teams aren't playing much.
Not
These
really
teams
in the
don't play the
series.
bounty.
These yeah, they don't really look at too much.
That's a
with the
secret
bounty.
Ad
These
Finum
two.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that first series.
We still had the IO also not picked or
Yes.
banned previous game, I think. That would be the one that I could see appear still, but
Liquid one at IO. Yeah.
Shadow Demon kind of deters you away from picking the Lifestealer that we've been mentioning. 'Cause, you know, the Purge obviously is
Yes,
super
it's
obnoxious. You
fine,
kind of
yeah.
really want.
oh,
But they
Just
still
kidding.
do it. Yeah, JK.
but no,
I said
no
kinda did. I said
Slardar
kinda.
Lifestealer.
Kura
It's
said
a-
enough
yeah,
of
diff-
having this hero banned in the second phase.
Yeah.
Different kind of Lifestealer without the not the Slider, the Magnus
And the
with it.
Miracle.
Why
Miracle
Magnus so
Magnus.
early? Because it
They
wouldn't
picked
have
it
been
very
banned.
early.
It got
No,
banned
it
the
got
last
banned
couple
in the second
games.
phase, the
Yeah.
last
Yeah, but
game.
it got last phase banned.
Second
Second
phase.
phase last
Yeah, it
game.
was
Okay,
third.
okay.
We're second, so you've got to get it through first. if you
Okay.
look quickly.
This is hero's been banned against Liquid a lot today in the second stage, just based on that one game they played it earlier. Yeah.
So solo Shadow Demon, Lil still the Slaughter? Or wouldn't you go for the Slaughter anymore?
Sada's fine against Lifesteal Magnus,
Yeah.
I think. The amp damage definitely helps if starts dealing with a Lifesteal later on, but maybe they want something a bit different. Go for a more like ranged illusion-based lineup to deal with Lifesteal.
Yeah.
But that's where the Magnus is kind of nice, because if they go for illusion draft, you've at least got the Empower. You've got some good AoE. Teams have kind of stopped picking those like Terrorblade type heroes to go against Lifesteal as of late.
It was VP, wasn't it, that we saw the
Maybe
other
the
day run
band.
the Centaur, wasn't it? Was that
Yeah,
VP?
they're the
yeah,
off-lane
they
I
had
mean,
the
Centaur.
that's
off-lane
something
one.
that you can, if you get it, you get the
Mm.
Ags and keep him so he doesn't get RP. The RP comes through instantly, bam. You're able to get that damage reduction, get people away from the life stealer,
Yeah.
open wounds. And
Could be like a maybe second stage type pick,
Yeah.
but this is a hero that's
Oh.
been banned against
yes,
them
yeah.
all day long in that second stage, the No One Mirana.
Or the Lil Mirana.
Yeah.
More likely,
More likely
with
no
the
one.
way they're running.
Yeah.
But still.
I think they're looking at like they want to have a bit more like range heroes versus like last game all the melee heroes against Magnus Lifesteal. That's going to be
Yeah.
a disaster. So they want to get and also something they can't go for those tanky like DK Centaur type lineups easily against Lifestealer with the feast and how it works.
I mean, you'd imagine now in this second phase of bans, VP will ban the Bat Rider out. You don't really want to get a Bat Life Stealer, do you?
even ban Slaughter as well
Yeah.
potentially. You want
Yeah,
to ban
Slaughter,
ban the
yeah.
vehicles for Lifestealer, I
Yeah.
guess. I guess Magnus is one of those when he has Blink, but banning Slaughter and Bat Rider seems decent. Maybe you consider the Darkseer as well. I guess that's the thing. There's so many offlaners that could work here for Liquid. All three of those seem like fine picks
Yeah.
this game. As for VP, I think there's still a lot of consideration towards the Sven for Ramsey, so that's kind of one of the main bans I'd look at Liquid doing.
Yeah. Well, there was kind of the three. What's Sven, Life Stealer, and
You mentioned the Ursa as well.
the Ursa,
Yeah.
of course. And there's the one. There's the Sven out.
Radiant team
VP, indeed. Let's see if they're worried about the Bat and the Slardar, the combo that we've seen obviously in the sales use, and indeed
Yeah,
Slardar to
Slardar.
be taken out.
Yeah.
No surprises, and then the Bat, maybe a Darkseer. I'm not sure what.
I mean, I would imagine Liquid ban the Bat because they're either expecting VP to ban it or they want to pick it themselves because they've got first pick coming out of the bans.
Yes.
Unless they really don't want to pick it, and then of course they.
Yeah, they might just.
Might let
yeah,
VP
okay.
take it.
seconds remaining.
Could be up in the air. Maybe you leave both, and then if Liquid take one, you can take the other if you're VP. But I imagine VP prefer the Pasha Bat right now than like a Darkseer. They're not going for that.
Was VP a team to? Were they one of the sides that has done Lil on the Elder Titan? I can't remember.
I
Not
have
lately.
not seen that.
No, they're
for
not
Lil.
one of the teams that done that. Because obviously one of the old kind of, some of the teams do that with SD Marana. It's fallen off a lot, but it is still there. And
More against the agi carries, you want the ET with the... You don't get much out of the aura against the Lifestealer
That's true.
Magnus necessarily.
That's true.
10 seconds
Rubik.
remaining.
Rubik for Liquid?
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm waiting for my Bulba here.
Or, yeah, Rubik or Disruptor, probably the mutual. Disruptor because of last game, but Rubik just because they're
Yeah.
doing a lot of great games on Rubik.
But it would be Kuro Rubik, would it not be?
They
Did
beat
they
the
change that?
Bulba's been
Bulba's
playing
playing
it.
it.
Bulba's been playing
Okay.
it. Yeah, Bulba's
Yeah.
been playing it. Yeah, I'm just interested if they do ban the bat because. Is that what they're worried about? Liquid? It's the thing.
They maybe
that's-
they
the
probably
combo that's on paper. That's
I actually think they want the bat is the thing.
Oh, you think
Pasha's,
VP
Pasha's
one?
bat's been phenomenal, but it's again
But you
Liquid has the
risk-
first
yeah,
pick.
yeah.
That's why you maybe leave Darkseid with bat, just so it's like, well, if they take bat, we can at least get Darkseid. But is
Yeah.
Darkseid really
It's the
that
void
good?
that they prioritize. So Liquid now, with the option with there's what I said, Darkseid back, strong offlane is still in the pool.
And that's the other thing with the Magnus mid. You normally will see a offlaner for mind control that has a bit more carry potential because Magnus himself doesn't really scale that well. So single core lifestealer very weak, and that's where having the void offlane with a safe lane lifestealer gives you 2 cores that scale with items, while Magnus is more like that utility initiator. He empowers his
Disruptor.
carries, makes them
I
stronger.
mean, Bulba had such a game on him last game,
Yeah.
so there's no surprise really they pick it up here.
Are we locking ourselves into this being a Magnus mid?
I mean,
Yep.
it could be mind control, couldn't it?
Very, I'd say much smaller chance, but it's not. And again, nothing set. Magnus does fine against the Mirana mid, so I'd say most likely it's just a Magnus mid. But again, it's open, and that's one of those plays a team could make in a Game 3 draft to catch their opponents by surprise. Liquid have final pick, so they could 5th pick a Miracle Hero to completely catch VP by surprise, something that could like destroy them. But hard to say. VP, what are the VP heroes left?
I mean, if it is going to
Ursa,
be Mirana in the mid lane, obviously something that Lil likes to sneak through sometimes. Normally his final pick is something like even the Doom, to kind of slip
I
over.
wish
I
there
like
wasn't a
Jug.
disruptor.
They
something.
get the
take
bat, so they did want the bat.
It's- I think it's just
I think-
surprising that it was allowed to get to this stage.
I
Yeah.
think
The
Liquid
bans
was
and
kind of
such.
like, I don't know if they were like maybe like wanting them to pick the bat. Like
Yeah.
they banned Beastmaster, which is something I feel like was very out of the ordinary. I mean, sure, like Pasha's played it a couple times and everything, but
Well, they-
Oh, Legion
There's maybe
strikes
why they
again.
wanted it.
response, like
It's a
it seems
response.
like they wanted them to take this
Well,
bat.
again, this is where like I was saying, we kind of want to run an offlane core with the Magnus because Magnus is as a mid isn't going to become a DPS hero later on. You want to have an offlaner like a Void, a Legion commander here, fills that role where this hero can actually do some damage and scale well into the late game.
Still got concerned with the Legion going up against an SD. Very difficult to always get your duel off
Yeah.
when the SD's on the back lines.
Mm-hmm.
You can clear illusions nicely. You can purge off the lasso and stuff, and then yeah, you benefit from the empower as well. So there's
A lot of
there's
things
good
to
factors.
speak up for it.
Oh,
yeah.
Drought
Things
Strat,
go
here we
right.
go.
Okay, Drought Strat boys,
Well,
you've
you
got
got
4
range.
ranged at the moment, so it's
Why
looking
not?
nice.
Yeah, this is the kind of game to do it. Drought. You see all those 4 heroes, 3 melee cores. Drows
You know what that needs to
looking
be?
like a good pick.
There needs to be a Visage.
That's
For Lil.
that's
For-
gonna
for-
be, that's
no.
gonna Liquid's gonna ban it.
There's,
No, there's-
because there's,
Right,
there's,
Liquid's
there's,
gonna
no,
ban it.
there's no easy clearance of familiars this time around because they're running a 3 melee core.
Yeah, I mean
Let's see.
Echo Saber works all right on a Lifestealer type hero, but it's
But
still.
that's only if you can get in close.
Yeah, it's
I can
still
see.
rude.
I can just picture Lil just like with his fingers being pressed.
Yeah.
together,
Like,
yes.
please don't counter pick. Please don't
Yeah.
counter
Do
pick.
not bend the visage. Because it's a great pickup here. It's very annoying for the Magnus because of the familiars and everything too.
I mean,
Are
if you're running high
High
tempo,
burst.
could you not even pick up something like the Lil Chen? Is
Yeah,
that
that's what
not
I'd
something
say.
Yeah,
that's
no,
Is,
the
is
Chen-
Chen not
That's
scarier than Visage? As much as you know he wants to play Visage, would you not be more scared of the
But
Chen?
getting a Chen.
I'd always be concerned with the Chen because you give Lifestealer an extra strategy
Yeah,
a lot of
it's-
the time.
But it definitely is one of the downsides of the Chen. But the hero still works like in a strategic sense, where you're 5 men pushing a lot. It buys the Aghanim Scepter. You get the Granite Golems and stuff to push with. But again,
you can
Lifestealer
send-
can insta KO them.
Yeah, but you can also send your heroes.
Okay.
like,
Oh,
"Whoa,
oh, they're
they are
expecting support
Mirana
mana.
support,
Ah, okay.
yeah.
That's actually a good point. Like a Medusa
If
mid
it
this
is
game.
Mirana support, is there a chance for a no-one Windranger still? Oh!
Weaver support,
Weaver support. It's Lil Weaver.
right?
Yeah.
It
It
has
is.
to be.
Or
It's Weaver
Mirana.
sup-
Or
Lil
you can
Mirana?
Lil's,
Nah, it's
Lil's
gonna-
been playing
it's gonna
that
be Lil
Weaver
Weaver.
support has been something we've seen
Yeah.
a bunch
Sure.
of
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
Weaver support.
You lock that one in over running like a base Mirana support.
Nah, let's do
And a
it.
Weaver
Lil
mid?
Weaver.
Well,
Let's go.
Neither Weaver nor the Drow are great in that mid lane. I mean, they're both okay mid, but not, Mirana's like the main hero that functions in the mid lane here.
You could put
Because
Batman against
unless Weaver
Magnus.
gets a Lincoln, he's not going to survive properly against like the initiation of Liquid.
Let's
either.
go Lil
I mean, but he's
Weaver.
support.
Yeah, so if
So
he's,
it's like if you're
if
You,
committing
you
that
got the
much
drow
on it.
damage, you can roam and it's annoying as hell.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not
the-
locked in
I
right
mean,
now,
no.
but that's what we've seen them.
Yes,
VP
yeah,
been
yeah.
doing a lot, especially look,
Come
every
on,
time they have
VP.
the not every time, but a lot of times when they have the drow, they pick up this support.
Lil
Weaver.
Weaver or no balls, let's go.
Omni last,
a
so they want to deal with the
5-range
physical
lineup
damage.
for VP.
It's Lil
Lil
Weaver.
Weaver.
It is. It's the
Lil
support
Weaver.
Weaver, boys. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. VP's got this, I think.
I'm surprised they didn't take the Visage though. Honestly, like
Dude, it's
like
Weaver
it being
support.
in
It's
there, I
OP.
get. I mean,
Weaver,
it's
let's
whatever.
go.
Whatever Lil wants to play.
I think this is just a garbage hero, to be honest.
I mean,
as a
Lil
visage
played it.
as a visage player, that
I
hero
love
is
the hero
shit,
too, I
you know?
agree.
Like, oh.
But if one player could still make it work, it would have been Lil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and with a drow, like if you have a drow, you have Lil on your team, and you still don't pick visage. Visage goes
It's
to
good.
kill.
I think.
This
oh,
is
yeah.
Oh my
confirmed
God.
right now.
That's VP basically saying visage sucks.
Okay.
So
Final
they take
thoughts,
the Omni Knight
Scott?
for themselves.
You like the Weaver support, don't you?
Yeah,
This is-
I mean, I think the drow pick was the key one here. They get
Yeah.
a 4th pick after seeing a lot of Liquid's draft. If Miracle can't get a fast blink and get some infest ganks going like on that drow, I think VP take this.
It's. I mean, I'm loving the Weaver because you look at Liquid's lineup. How are they catching him? Static Storm, Duel, RP. They've got to commit big ults for him. Otherwise, he's going to have a free game running wherever the hell he wants. He's got his Blightstone. He's ready to rock and roll. All eyes on Lil this game.
I believe in Lil as
Oh,
well.
eyes on Lil this
Yeah.
game. I love it.
Well-
Look how much you're putting on it.
It's all on Lil.
He's a pressure. That's not a playmaking
Lil.
hero.
Look
Come
at
on.
that! Look at that! Look at the
chill.
Look at the BM. Have fun.
He
How-
always
how
says
do you
have fun.
Does
Doesn't he always just say have
He
fun?
always says have
Yeah.
He
fun.
always says HF,
Look.
or does he
Ah.
actually type have fun out?
And no one.
I'm
in,
taking the effort because I'm running a non-stun person. I got more time on my hands to type
There
the
we go,
entire
Lil
words
Weaver.
out.
Regardless, I think we're gonna have a great game on our hands.
This is
Fuck
gonna
the
be fun.
Toby, enjoy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
You were doubting
Yeah.
the Weaver support, but
all eyes on Lil, huh?
it's happening.
All eyes on Lil. He's got a lot of eyes to put on other people.
Yeah, and we do see right away, I think it was Kuroki who TP'd down to the bottom lane with 2 wards, blocks the pull, gets a nice vision ward as well down.
Like Lil's movement, like he's planting a ward, but he's not carrying a ward. Both wards are on solo. So he'll loop around the back and throw it down.
I mean, it's pretty ridiculous how he has 63 damage right now on this Weaver without even Drow or skilled. Oh.
I still find it ridiculous that we have like the shoes on the other foot a little bit here. Like it's Liquid, you have the big combination team fight. And as VP, you have to play the single target positional play. Because this is all single, like, yeah, no one once he gets an Aghanim Scepter, you got the double drop of the Starfall, but if you're raged up, you're probably not going to care as much. You got an Omni Knight that's going to be like burst healing as well. So it's a very, very different style of game from both teams.
Yeah.
It shows the diversity of both teams to achieve such a thing.
It's like a VP kind of run it, you line up, while Liquid kind of depends a little bit more on their cooldowns. So we'll see. We'll see who it pays off for going, because this is the game that will be deciding who goes to the Boston Major, of course.
It is.
Game 3 of this lower qualifier.
You play through so many group stage games, so many best of threes in the playoffs, and it comes down to one game result. The way to do it. So it's a dual offlane with Kuro and Mind Control. So they do have a lot of sustain down here through both press the attack as well as through purification. Overwhelming odds will help with the kills. Wall up from Bulba. He wants to battle Pasha, and Pasha seems to be quite happy to oblige him. You should also watch our middle lane, who really gets on top of this one. Miracle with Empower and Shockwave's got a lot of damage and ability to farm up against a Mirana, who starts farming. I like how no one also realizes he can get that far up. Sees both the Empower. Actually, doesn't know if there was Shockwave or not. I suppose he's got Leap leveled up. Now he sees the Shockwave.
Yep. It should be a little bit Drow favored just because of the Drow aura, but Magnus is able to farm pretty well under this until like the levels start building up on Mirana and Drow Ranger.
The sustain, like just because Miracle also went for a little bit raw, he's gonna have that bottle at a nice time.
Yeah. He didn't even bring out the salve. No one going for an arrow. Miracle seems aware though. Dodges in the mid lane.
No one's completely out of mana now.
And
Might be
leap
hoping
in and
that,
arrowed.
that the rune in 15 seconds is going to be a saving grace for him.
He's just trying to put a lot of pressure on Miracle, but Miracle already has that bottle coming out.
Yep. It's kind of interesting to see like his build here. Like Miracle seems to be completely focused on just like the damage and winning the lane. With Shockwave, he's going to push it back so he can check for the runes anyway. Looks like Bulba's going to try and protect this. The wall is up. No one was followed by the creep wave. I don't know if Miracle wants to help out with a Shockwave. Either way, he's very happy with this. Bulba has secured the top rune. So Miracle not only does he get the 3 bottle charges, he gets the bounty and the extra 3 charges.
This is the beauty about having the, like, why I was thinking that they were just kind of like giving the Batrider up a bit is because it leaves a lot of room to let the supports just kind of do whatever the hell they want, because Lifestealer versus Batrider in a 1v1 can do just fine. Once he starts out with like a little bit of a lead, of course. Mind Control
So
getting pressured a bit in the offlane.
Is this the build from Lil? Okay, I was wondering if he was going to go for Shikuchi or not. Okay, Lil. Okay, Lil. You know there's purification on Mind Control, so he's going in very deep. There's 5 seconds till he can get out of here. So they put down the tree, but Lil's going to go down. Diving so deep. Is this what people remember from his support Weaver?
That was a bit crazy. Picks up a Windlace and a TP. But that's definitely a kill. You don't want to be giving up to the offlaner.
It seemed like a very low percentage play.
Disruption on mid. Arrow. Actually, off the mark. They miss what could have been almost a free kill on Miracle there because of the slight mistimed arrow by no one.
Oh, VP. These kind of mistakes is not what's going to bring you to boss. You need everything going your way. Bulba, the wall is up. At least he keeps Lil at bay. The Glimpse taking Pasha back out of it. Lil, okay, are we going to go again? He's got Shikuchi off cooldown, but after last time, he's considering not going underneath the tier 1 tower.
As soon as he Shikuchi'd, I was like, oh god. But yeah, good glimpse there from Bulba, saving himself.
Yeah, took away the damage dealer. Things might change up a little bit more as Ramses now has the entire bot lane to himself. This is a Dro's wet dream at the moment. She can just sit here, get level 6, and Mind Control isn't really going to do much about it. The second they rotate somebody down, it's going to get spotted out, unless it's this. It's an Invis rune on Miracle. Now, the Observer Ward saw Miracle go down for the rune, and it's watching him not come back after picking up the rune. So Ramses very
knows.
wisely gets back to the tier 1 tower. What they do see with the Dire Observer Ward is solo. Miracle's not going to get there in time to block his path into the tree line, so he's not finding a secure opportunity.
Right away, they put a scan out there and it actually clipped him.
So this is a lot of wasted time for Miracle. It's good farm time for Mind Control, but at the same time, no one's having more space than anyone else in mid. And he's now top on the CS board, even though Magnus was keeping up. Oh, they go again.
Yeah, that was a lot of wasted time there for Miracle. He's now almost level 6 anyway, compared with no one, so it's not the biggest deal, but yeah, still a bit of a wasted opportunity. Solo now gets a disruption on Mind Control. They've got the slow from the Frost Arrows, but Kuroki's there with the repel, and he's just fine.
Yeah, Kuro's got his back. He had pressed the attack and just been his 6 charges as well.
Yep.
So I've had a lot to work with. But I kind of feel like that opportunity right there, if it worked for Team Liquid, they would have got a really good advantage because it would have been Ramses not getting experience. But he was still in range to leech out a little bit of it. But more importantly, it would have been more momentum going the way of a Magnus. Miracle, last time we saw him playing a Magnus on the mainstream here, he could bypass his arcane boost because of a successful rotation to the Dire offlane.
Oh, they got the sentry down, and Lil's trapped inside the kinetic field. He's getting eaten alive by Matumber, and he dies.
Second death of him.
Nice play there by Bulba, though. Having that sentry ward, getting the kinetic field on him, they just know that they can bring him down during the Sakuchi anyway.
Going disruption again on bottom lane. Ramses doesn't have a gust available as Mind Control. He's got press the attack, so he's going to break free. Attacks up to Solo. Kuro, Purification, able to hit Solo. Does have Centaurs potentially deny himself to. And it's movement speed 315 versus 365. Mind Control. Oh, Solo! The damage! He's going to go down. He knew it to the neutrals. The second wave of the Hill Troll Priests. They're meant to be pacifists, but in this case, they give up their teachings. Arrow dodged by Mind Control. Tries to play the pit line. Starfall kicks in. He moves towards Roshan. No denial for him. And Mirana, big kill for that one. But the Batrider dies. I think his own tier 1 tower on the top lane. Looks like they used the extra damage from Infest to ensure it.
Matu gets that kill by himself. They're not even needing the help of Bobo, who's just chain pulling. And Bobo's actually, his levels are looking really good. Almost level 5.
The worst hero level right now for Team Liquid is level 3 on Omni Knight. Mind Control's a little bit behind, but he's about to hit level 6. Only 8 points experience away from that. So then you start to bring Duel into the mix.
Yeah. Lil is definitely not having the effect or presence that he
Oh,
ideally
this is going to be
wants.
good arrow time. Yeah,
Got it.
It appears right in the middle of Omni Knight's heart. No ability to get that purification off.
Level 3 Shadow Demon, you said? Now level 3 Omni Knight, now level 4 Shadow Demon. So experience maybe leading. No, it's still leading a bit in favor of Liquid just because of the kills that have been happening on Lil.
Probably also the space Matumba got up on top.
Yeah,
Like he's a
and
full
Pasha.
level in front of Pasha. And that's when he's had a support hovering the lane too. Like Bulba's been pretty close to him most of the time.
Yeah. It's actually funny too. The sentry ward that they placed to kill Lil in that top lane has actually been disrupting Pasha's farm a lot because he keeps checking if that camp spawns and it just doesn't. He's like, damn it.
No extra money. Can't flash farm it. You'll have to go all the way back to the shop, and that's not what he wants to do if he wants to find farm.
No one farming very effectively.
I'm interested to see the timing of the blinks for both the Legion as well as the Magnus, because that's kind of Matumbaman's portal into the fight on the back of an Infest. I think
Heard
Bulba's
a
going to
smoke.
solo smoke behind.
He's level 5. They have the duel online.
They
Ramsey's
want
is
the
pretty
glimpse.
far up. They're going to be able to get him here. They've got the
It's
vision.
it's a level 3 glimpse. The wall, it gets up in time. Oshi, no it doesn't. He's outside of it. Disruption's there. RP committed. And the duel. All right. Well, at least you know you got the plus 10 guaranteed.
Not sure if the RP was completely needed there,
Well,
but
you
anyway,
already had the
expensive.
duel available.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he just wanted to 100% make sure. He had Arcane Rune anyway, so it's the cooldown isn't as long as it usually is, only 84 seconds compared to the usual, like, what, 100 it is or something like that.
Maybe he's worried that like the gust would happen on both himself and mind control, then they don't get the control.
No one now porting toward the bottom lane. There's a repel though, and he can just
Straight
mind
TP.
control, TP out. Kuroki though might be in a bit of trouble with the chase.
He can
Looks like he
purify.
should
He's
go
got
down.
10 stick charges. No.
Too much damage from the Drow Aura with the Mirana. Plus 74. So 79 plus 74 on that Mirana already.
There's still 4 heroes from Virtus Pro ending up on the bottom lane to kill off an Omni Knight.
Yep.
After the repel came out, Magnus already returned to the mid lane to find his farm, and that's where Ramsey's ended up as well. So Matumbaman, it's like the ticking time bomb. This life steal is just getting free farm, and once that armlet is up, he will probably start to be very happy to join these fights.
Yep.
And if he does that, then Mind Control can get his last little bit of Blink Dagger money on the top. And look at Miracle again. He's dodging the arcanes.
Yeah, he's going to go for that straight Blink Dagger. Mirana also actually blew the Moonlight Shadow before to try to save the Drow Range in the bottom lane, but Bulba still carrying Sentry Ward, so great rotations by Bulba and just keen on carrying Reveal versus this lineup.
Pasha. Hard life for him. 10 minutes in, he's got his Tranquils up, but he's still trying to just scrap like that money together to get a Blink Dagger. They need him as well to have that. He's their, I'd say their primary source of initiation. Unless Solo can close the gap and get a disruption off, then you've obviously got the arrow to play with. But the Batrider Blink Lasso at least means that he'll be ready to fight before Liquid with their Blink Daggers.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get it probably about the same time as Mind Control. Maybe a little bit ahead of time, but Miracle's getting pretty close to it already.
So explain to me this whole mindset behind the Weaver. Like, we had Lil rotate down to the bottom lane, then he rotated up to the top lane. Both times he tried to do a little bit of chip damage. One time he lost his life.
Yeah.
What is the real purpose of this? Is it just meant to bring in extra damage from a support? Is that it? With, like, negative armor, but he didn't level it up?
He usually has more success with his rotations and stuff. And then he just plays kind of like not like a carry. He gets like Nox was saying, like the medallion into the Aghanim Scepter, so he's just able to like have so much survivability potential and just save potential for his teammates. It's just very unexpected that people definitely don't see coming.
Moonlight Shadow came off. They did it right underneath a Dire Observer Ward, so Liquid are well aware. Mind Control is hovering back behind the Tier 1 tower with overwhelming odds. He's trying to make sure this is only going to be a Tier 1 for Tier 1 tower trade, both the safe lane towers. Dire's actually scanning Roshan, wondering if someone's hovering around here, but they see Matumba as well as Miracle on the bot lane. The ping finally kicks in.
You know, I mentioned Bulba being very keen on carrying sentries. Look at that bottom lane. He has it completely surrounded. There's like no way that they can get in there with any invis, and they also check to make they make sure that there's no lane ward watching their movements.
Safety first, man. That's
yeah.
3 layers of protection from Bulba.
I mean, look at VP too. They put an obs ward at near their ancients. They're being extremely defensive too.
Roshan time. It's gotta be Roshan time. Like, there's a little ancient stack to take out, which is very easy when everyone's getting empowered. Because Miracle got so many quick levels, he's got like He's got second level up and in power.
Their damage is not good for the Rosh yet. Like it's usually ideal to have like the Desolator before you try to go for that. He only has the Blightstone, doesn't even have the Echo Saber. Their damage is definitely lacking. It would take them far too long. I think VP would be very aware if they tried to do something like that.
So just keep farming. What, look towards the mid tower instead?
Yeah, probably just keep farming. Now they have Miracle Blink Dagger, so now they could maybe make a play. It looks like TobiWan wants to get his. Probably wants to get his Echo Saber first, but as I say that, it looks like they're going for the group up with the Blink.
Oh, look at the Observer Wars now in mid. One very deep, one still rather
They see them.
shallow,
Oh.
and they completely dodged the Observer and the Sentry Ward.
They see that smoke coming out from Liquid. They saw it happen behind the between the tier 1 and tier 2 with that one thing. So they have their scan on the high ground there. Does it clip in?
Yeah, it does. They know they came up through the side. Miracle also came in range of the tower. He probably wasn't expecting to have that break, but I think it was the Observer Ward which helped on that case. So VP was able to see Miracle.
Yep. So Ramses just farming Ancients and that hard camp for quite a few minutes now with that Dragon Lance. Doesn't even want to go to the bottom lane. It's too contested right now. Liquid, very deep aggressive wards. They want to be able to claim this mid tower with
And
this
they saw the
Blink
smoke
Dagger.
of Solo and Pasha. And then the Sentry Ward, so now they know that the smoke was seen. Mind control's too far on
He's
the
a
wrong
little
side
bit
of the
deep
river.
right now.
He's a long way on the wrong side of the river, but the jump doesn't come. Pasha has his Blink Dagger. He had a small opportunity there, but because they just lost their Observer and Sentry,
They got one of the wards down. Solo he thought that the other one is on the right side, and he misses this one by a bit. So Liquid gets a lot of information from that one deep ward they have near the hard camp.
all right, Liquid, you've got the Echo Saber coming out now. Is it worth slipping into Roshan? RP is up. The blink on Miracle is up.
They catch. They caught that. They saw the. They got a little bit of a vision of that Mirana
Moonlight.
ultimate. So they're setting up. They're ready. They're infested inside the mag.
Good Observer Ward. It's going to see Kuro. And yeah, VP, like, they're thinking the same thing. It's like, why isn't Liquid killing off Roshan yet? But Liquid isn't giving him an opportunity. With the Observer and Sentries very, very defensively.
Yeah.
Near the Dire Ancients. They have to back out. The Creep Wave's attacking the bottom lane. That's a lot of free golden experience going to waste. Not to mention damage into their building. And they missed the deny on the mid tower.
Small gains. No one almost has Ags completed on the Mirana.
So in the meantime, back into farm. Ramses is enjoying this downtime. Best time in the world for a Drow Ranger. Easy experience, already up to level 2 in her agility.
This
And
deep
with an
ward.
extra two grand to the bank.
Again, this deep ward by Liquid catches another smoke from VP. So they are aware of it again.
Radiant's middle
And
tower
they wait.
is under attack.
This ward right now is actually winning the past few minutes for Liquid. And now, yeah, now Solo's like, how do they know? Yep, okay, now it all makes sense.
They know.
The jig is up.
It's amazing actually how many wards. I wish we had a stat for like how many wards have been de-warded in this game already. Like we're 15 minutes in and I swear I've seen at least like 6 Observer wards get de-warded out.
These games have been, I mean, a lot of these games have been dictated by the,
And
you
now
know,
there's
whoever gets
another
the
ward.
initiation.
That Dire Observer ward on bottom lane sees Pasha farming, knows the Firefly is on cooldown.
He knows, though.
So they're making a break for it, yeah, because it's Liquid running underneath the Observer ward.
Yeah, dude,
it's
this
in
is-
the bottom river.
these-
Everybody knows everything.
It's just perfect warding by both teams so far. They just seem to have the read on each other very well. And during all this time, though, Lil getting the farm that he likes to have. You know, 3,500 net worth. Treads a killer with that Blightstone.
You know, I would say this Invis rune could actually work really well for Miracle, but 1, 2, 3, 4 sentry wards covering the mid area.
Ridiculous.
And then the 2 very defensive Observer wards. The Observer ward around the Radiant Ancients is about to time out. But at least by having that, they knew Liquid was not messing with their camps at all.
Yeah. I mean, Ramses was sitting around those Ancients for, I don't even know how many minutes. Like, I want to say over 6 minutes. While Lil took the top lane, going for that medallion like we were mentioning. And yeah, Ramses has the Hurricane Pike, so at least he's got that one tool of repositioning himself once the fights do engage. But both teams being very cautious. I mean, like we said, this is the elimination game. It's
So much on the line.
everything's on the line here.
But while this is being cautious, you see the grass push up, so it's about just over 3,000 net worth. Almost hit 3,000 in the experience.
Attempt number 5 with the smoke/moonlight shadow. Will this one work?
Well, Matubaman's pretty close, but remember there's the double blink daggers. Both Legion and Mag have their blink daggers. A Miracle, oh, Solo, he was visible for a fraction of a second. Drops his own sentry ward. So if Miracle feels confident, Miracle's probably assuming too there's an observer and sentry here. Yeah, that's why Bulba's throwing down his sentry. It's a regular defensive ward position to try and look into your own jungle. And here we go, VP. What's this? You said 5 before, now we're up to 6. They're going to smoke and move over.
Another,
got
another
Miracle
smoke.
behind the tower. He breaks the smoke and the RP!
Huge RP!
Catches 3!
Static
and
Storm
the
on top!
Storm! VP! That is the epitome of a disaster. They lose 3 of them and the tier 2 tower to boot. No buyback on either the Weaver or the Mirana. And they may just have a ticket to go into the base of Virtus Pro. Patience has paid off.
Game-winning Invis rune, potentially?
The game-winning Invis rune to finally find a place where there's no sentry.
Yeah,
wall.
seriously,
Out
like-
of range of the tower, and now he jumps. Blink Skewer, Miracle. Not only do they get the purification damage, but they get the dual victory on Mind Control. Shadow Demon down for 26 seconds. Team Liquid. This is the only lane where they've taken a tier 1 and tier 2 and tier 3 tower. Every other tower exists for Virtus Pro. But they try to open up the racks. Now, retreat from Team Liquid. There's no big oldies up just yet, but when you get the wall, Batrider has nowhere to go but down. The GA trigger from Kuro, so they have the extra protection, but the Gust making it difficult for any more abilities. Bulba, he's going to have to be the sacrificial lamb. Kuro stunned up as well. Mind Control breaks it free with a press, the attack and the purification. Heavy hit into Lil. He'll have to repel. There's no extra heal, however, the leap, but nope, Mirana had the Starfall. With the help of that Aghanim Scepter, Kuro does go down, and VP barely holding their bottom racks, and this is 19 minutes in after we had almost no kills for the entire first 20 minutes.
They lose a couple heroes, but they put a lot. They put so much pressure onto VP there. Like Pasha, like lassoed, but his blink got stopped a couple times. Oh my goodness, this game is ridiculous already for such a low kill count.
But Liquid can be ready to go again. Like, that RP is back off cooldown. And they smoke up. The lifesteal is still infested, so the choice is it Roshan or is it something else? But Tama jumps out. He wants to farm. But now if he walks in, it can't be Roshan if he's done this.
Another Mirana ulti coming out.
Where are they headed? All of Liquid are very defensive. But Tamaman's trying to get more life back. Uses the open wounds to do it. With invisible shockwaves flying out. Wait, that's a Dire scan. Dire is scanning the front of Roshan.
I mean, they do have the potential to now go for the rush. They have the Desolator, so makes it a lot easier, makes him do a lot more damage,
It
and
means
heal up
VP
a lot
would have to
easier.
smoke into the pit. That's the only downside. And you can still get caught out.
They need somebody to break that so he can open wounds it, though. And
Good observer ward.
weren't
But
able to.
Bulbasaur go down. Look at the sentries. Look how many sentries you're going to commit to this.
The Battle of Vision.
Well, no one's going to try and help with that. Lifestealer did get out of the pit. Matubaman, he's just like, yo, can you throw down another sentry for me?
Look at this.
Okay. If you're throwing down a sentry, you can't just use this as bait. No one will kill it. Look at no one. He's so scared. He backs up. This ward's on 2 HP. And he's like, nope. They're still not worth it. This has to be a trap, right? It has to be a trap. The shields must be up. I'll use illusions.
Oh my goodness. This is actually like pretty ridiculous how much they're emphasizing on their vision. But that's, like we said, it's what's winning these games.
Just, you got to feel really sorry for the supports. Somehow, actually, with all these observers and sentries being purchased up, the supports still actually have a decent amount of money.
I mean-
Solo is being crippled probably more than anybody else. But they're spending a lot of monies on sentries and knobs.
You do say that, but Boba is running around with like just Tranquil Boo's Windlace stick and just 4 sentries. Like, look at him. He's just like, there's a ward here. We got to get it. Everybody hit it together. Use your Quelling
Alright.
Blades.
Teamwork.
Good job.
Teamwork.
There's still another one.
It's like one in the river. Miracle. Okay, I'll risk it. I got Skewer to get out of this.
Oh my god. And, oh, that's an
There's no radiant vision now around the pit. So
interesting.
that observer ward should be able to last.
Hood on Miracle.
Really? So he's going to go. Maybe this is the answer to the Mirana. Miracle also just managed to catch one of the Scarab Beetles pretty early on. In fact, everybody from Liquid inside the pit did. And they
Yeah.
press the attack on Mataman, looking for the attack speed. Blink in, Lasso dragging the Legion Commander up to play King of the Hill, but she doesn't want to. She wants to get back down again with the TP scroll. She's able to do so. The glimpse, they pull back Lil, but he gets out just in the nick of time before the wall comes up with the dire sentry ward. He's visible. Now another one. He's still visible. Now no longer away and safe. The arrow flying in, Mataman able to rage himself out this one. Still with the Infest, 3 hits, not enough to kill off Solo thanks to Stick Charters. It takes 4 instead.
Oh, the double
Double
Starfall.
Starfall dropping on Bulba's head.
Miracle
Miracle
looking
still
for an
looking for an
RP.
opening.
Oh, and it whiffs!
Whoops. The arrows are still going to keep flying in. While all this is going on, you've still got Ramses beating into the tier 3 towers. So Pasha delaying up Roshan. You've got a fresh diffuser blade also arriving on the Drow Ranger. They have to fortify by time. Mind Control and Pasha. Mind Control's going to burn out. That extra damage from the Flame Break is probably going to be enough. Pasha gets it. Meanwhile, Ramses is a one-man wrecking crew. This man wrecks more balls than Miley Cyrus. And with the TP back out, he will be able to escape. Kuro, no stuns. No way to control it. But Tumberman's still being chased down by Lil. He's trying to get some life back. Infest, and now he's an ancient hero. Roshan cannot be taken. He'll come in form of the Black Dragon.
You see how VP's taking the fight, so they know they can't just take a straight-up fight by any means, so they're just like, okay, let's throw bugs at them. Okay, let's throw a Weaver, some Sakuchi, some Blinking Starfall, some more illusions from Shadow Demon, some Shadow Poisons. Like they don't want to take a straight-up fight by any means. They just want to kite them around as long as possible.
Well, they have succeeded. We have now brought in the V.
How's that net worth? Oh yeah, so VP's looking a bit ahead in net worth now, getting that tier 3 top, almost taking out the Ranger X wall. Their Raxes are now healed up to full. Well, at least the melee Rax that Liquid was beating on.
Oh look, they de-warded.
Oh really?
Yeah, Pulvis, what's gone?
No way.
Look at the sentry coverage and obs.
Look at the yeah, it's the battle of Sentry Wards.
You know, when we
insane.
look at the stats at the end of this one, we're going to see who bought actually how many. We get the overall wrap up at the end of this game.
I don't think Bulba's going to get many items this game. I think it's only going to be Sentry Wards because he still just keeps buying more. He had 4, now he bought another 2. I think he used 2 or 3 during that engagement as well.
Well, luckily for him, an Aghanim Scepter is NAS critical to get in this game. Not as many BKB carrying heroes over on Virtus Pro. Smoke maneuver now from Team Liquid.
They have RP, they have Static
RP
Storm.
back up again. This one will hopefully hit people, and Mind Control has his duel available as well. At the same time, now the Moonlight Shadow. Observers and sentries. They're moving forward under the cover of smoke, but where's the detection? Where's the sentry? Smoke breaks, sentry's down. They see Solo, Obs, and Sentry, in fact, both being committed. But Tumberman is a little bit further away from the rest of the pack, and now Pasha can lasso him up. Where is the opening? It's going to be Matumberman brought down. Oh, will it? He rages. It's not enough damage. Not with the armor toggle either. And Liquid, they have to run. Bulba throws himself on the proverbial sword. As Virtus Pro will kill him off, they can move back to the very injured Roshan. And Miracle, well, where's this Observer Ward on the hillside? Where's the YOLO RP?
This is gonna be their Roshan now. So
he's not doing it. He's farming up the mid. They're out. They're not going to fight this.
Matu took a different angle to come into the fight from the rest of his team, and he actually gets heavily punished for it by VP. Great lasso there by Pasha, and I actually said lasso. Look what you're doing to me.
What? Ah! I'm an infection.
You know.
Disease.
Ramses with the Hurricane Pike and Diffusal Blade, like you were mentioning as well. So he went for a different build that we've been seeing, but versus the Omni Knight, it's not out of the norm. And we did actually have Kuroki pick up a mech during that right before that engagement, and now Pipe, as you mentioned, finished on Miracle for that Marana. Is that another? Did I just hear another smoke? No, I didn't. Right?
I thought I heard
something,
one,
right?
but I was looking at the Radiant side, and there definitely wasn't a smoke anywhere near him.
I'm just expecting to hear it at this point. So Solo, he's just like, Pasha, we need a gem. I can't afford the Sentry Wards anymore, dude. And he's like, okay, fine, man. I got your back.
It works. It works. They just don't want to lose it, because if they lose it, then Moonlight Shadow, like if Liquid had the initial vision, like the fact that Moonlight Shadow from VP happened at the exact time it did, if you had Liquid's front liner with the gem on him, that fight would have been very, very different, because Liquid would have initiated. But this time they didn't. Now VP is reading Liquid's movements. They're scanning to work out if anyone's farming from Liquid, which is exactly what they're doing. So the Radiant scan hits perfect.
Yeah, they saw nobody farming in the bottom lane, so they assumed somebody's farming the jungle at least, and yep, they were right with that call.
All over they come. An Aghanim Scepter build is what Drow Ranger's looking for her next one.
And Lil's not going for, he's not going for the Aghanims. He's going for his own damage build. Dragon Lance, Medallion, he's picking up, he's going to be building toward that Desolator probably with that extra Blightstone if he wants to.
Looking for the 4 chord song to actually bring them all the way through. That was cool. Get rid of the sentry.
They're on a
With the
yeah,
removal of
dewarding
that
mission.
liquid nose.
Yeah.
You actually
Dewarding
wonder sometimes if you let that stuff go. Take out the sentry ward, but you reveal your position. They brought down the tier 2 tower pretty quickly, and Liquid, they're looking to push down the mid.
Moonlight Shadow. Looks like Liquid seems a bit aware that
Yeah,
something's
but look
going
at
on.
it. Look at their positioning.
Yeah,
They
high
throw down
ground.
the sentry in the lane. They use Matumba as bait, and they all sit behind him.
I think that arrow may have just gotten a bit of vision of one of them there.
Second
But, yep.
sentry.
The Moonlight Shadow ends and doesn't really gain them anything but Lil.
Well, they see him. Miracle have to RP. Where's the secondary sentry? They saw him run up. Glimpse, vision. A Glimpse will pull him back. The wall and Storm is up. Remember, this is a support Weaver.
They've got disruption
They're
for him too.
initiating on, and defensive disruption. It's no one who jumps in with heavy damage, but Tummelman can't toggle.
Did he get the
can't
G off in
infest
time?
away. They all have to get out of here. Kuro taking the punches. He won't survive. Everyone else is away, however, but you still lost Matumba at the start of that fight that Liquid were looking to initiate.
Yeah, it's like even if he does get the GI off there, it's just going to get purged instantly by Ramses. And it looks like Lil doesn't want to go for that the Desolator. He's going to build his own Diffusal, so they have multiple different options to purge off the Repel, purge off the Guardian Angel from all over the place. And now no one sitting at 4,300. He's going to be able to pick up a like, pretty much instant Ethereal Blade if he wants to do so.
Yep.
Very soon.
Oh, Liquid. The home is in trouble at the moment. Miracle needs a huge RP, and Bulba needs ready to be ready to follow up, but the Storm's on cooldown for 40 seconds.
Top
and
lane.
because of the damage that Ramses did previously, it's such an easy push. They push the creep wave in through mid, turn the back door off, and then take the top racks. And Liquid do not want to fight without the live stealer, so they must let this racks go.
Holy crap. Look, VP are just doing such a good job of not being clumped up in their fights, just take like little fight engagements, just like in proper positioning and everything. Their item decisions paying off and everything. 5,300 gold now on the Drow Ranger, and it looks like that is going to be a Lincoln Sphere actually for no one. So he wants to be as safe as possible, not getting glimpsed, not getting dueled, none of these things to bother him.
How long we got? We got 2.5 minutes left for a Liquid smoke. They were sending together just like by default. They're ready for a smoke gank. But we've got another 3 minutes for VP.
And oh my, yeah, full butterfly coming out for Ramses in a couple seconds here. So that's going to be a really, really painful item decision versus the Lifestealer, because he's not going to have anything to deal with that evasion for a very long time. But
We may have few kills, Knoxville, but I can tell you right now, this game is still like tactically stimulating.
Oh, absolutely, with all the smokes and vision fights and sentry wars and battles of everything, but not actual battles, little mini battles. And now they have.
I love like the mental decision, like this
Yeah.
diffuser blade. Like Kuro's
Just make
repel
sure.
now doesn't give that extra immunity they're looking for.
Yeah, they can also even use the diffusal to burn off the empower as well, so they can not have to worry about that so much with the big wombo combo damage dealers. So that's going to be nice to have on top of that as well.
VP's getting ready. What this world needs is more Drows. It's going to push down the mid lane. Still no Assault Cuirass over on Matumba.
Miracle
He knows he's
though.
short. He also knows he needs buyback. Arrows will fly up. Looks like Kuro. Well, again, so easy to break him free with press the attack. It's only one buyback on this entire field, and it belongs to the Marana.
Miracle and Mind Control, though, have plateaued. Their net worth has pretty much been exactly the same for the past, I want to say, even 10 plus minute mark. And VP is pulling quite far ahead on the net worth graph. If we take a look, it's over 15,000 gold lead now for themselves.
It's been a pretty steady climb as well. But as
Yep.
we know, when you run up against a Magnus lineup, you can have no risk. You have no problems going into the base.
Moonlight Shadow coming out.
VP proved that with their Dark Seer as well as Ven combo. This is a very similar position that Liquid is in. And VP cannot make the same mistake as we saw in Game 1. And this is again why you're starting to see sentry wards out in the field. They don't want VP to have the information inside the base. They even, like, just to get the extra vision, that observer ward they plant on the stairs in mid lane. Oh, the arrows scout.
They're just keeping them at bay, though. I think the Drow range... Was the Drow Aura popped even? No, okay. Drow Aura wasn't even popped to push the lanes, and they're just pushing it naturally because of everybody... Like, Lil just running over, killing a couple creeps. Like, everybody's just keeping them forced in, and top lane naturally pushes in because of that. The Rack's taken out.
Yeah, bit by bit, they're just chipping the tier 3 down. The arrows scout out. If it gets a hit, it gets a hit. If not, you still get vision. Without having the obs up on the hill. In fact, their observer wall is insanely shallow. So if VP do decide to back out and Liquid try and follow, they'll have to use smoke to do it.
I mean, they're just keeping them stuck in their base. They're farming, like VP's farming way more than Liquid right now at this point. And now we have 2 huge circles. Yeah, Lil's like, guys, they're trapped in their base. Let's be much more efficient than them. Farm the whole map. That's how we win this game. Don't make these mistakes that we did last time. Don't try to be overzealous and push the high ground every single time. Top lane's going to naturally push. Just farm, farm, farm.
That means Liquid needs to be able to push these lanes out so they can smoke out the base. Because if the lanes are pushed out, then Liquid can actually go for something. If this is probably their best moment they've got. The top wave is out just far enough. But they'd have to move quick, and Solo's already in position for it.
Yep, and MC commits, or Mind Control commits even more of his gold to picking up a gem, so his gold, his money's just not moving. Their damage is not increasing. The only one who's getting any damage and money is TobiWan at this point. While there's 3 people on the side of VP farming. This Weaver is transitioning.
They do have a bit of a stopgap measure, which is the Empower from the Magnus.
Yeah.
Like that's giving him that extra damage, and I think that's also what VP is really scared of. Because if Miracle does get his RP off, you're going to have both Mind Control as well as TobiWan with heavy cleave attacking a big cluster of people. There's nothing that saves people there, and when they're all that close, there's no way Solo can protect the core he wants to.
Yeah, I mean, if they get a multiple hero RP, like the people who are in there are just going to get Static Storm. They're going to get hit by overwhelming odds, which does pretty devastating damage, and then of course the cleave coming out.
Yep. So BKB is now afforded up for the Mirana. You'll add a Yule Scepter in for the Batrider.
Safe item decisions. They know how much is on the line here. They don't want to be going for these unorthodox type builds, except for Lil, of course, because he's, that's Lil.
Oh, the smoke happened, but TobiWan was not caught in this, but he does have Infest. Oh, wait, did
they see it?
Yeah, they definitely
I think they
saw
should have seen it, yeah.
He came down the ramp. They most definitely saw this.
Yep, Solo puts down a ward. He's ready to break it.
They're going to Moonlight Shadow up, but this time the gem is on Mind Control. No, he blinked the wrong way.
Oh, but
Why he defensively disrupted? Now Mind Control can walk in. The arrow's flying forward. Legion Commander get hit by this one. They still have the vision. Wait for the RP. Guardian Angel will protect Team Liquid. SD is down. The Batrider self-fuels himself up. Miracle Shockwave's going to miss. They glimpse him back in again. The Flame Ring pushes him away. Pasha, he's living on 18. No! In mid-death animation, you will pause as there is a lag. But as you can see, he is dying death by electrocution. This is the VP mile.
That's a gem, too, on the floor there, so someone's got to run and pick that one up quick. They're
if
pinging,
they can
though.
save it, they also have to get back home. That top lane's pushed in. Liquid did chase out a long way.
Like,
So
Lil was
no one
already
can even
ready.
get over there. We're going to blink the Legion Commander over?
Nah, I think that's going to be... They're going to go back. I'm pretty sure Liquid's just going to... With this pause, they're going to determine what they want to do. They're like, all right, we're going to just have to get back to our base. We don't want to lose anything. Lil is already on the move toward that bottom lane instantly as soon as that all happened.
Did you see the ping as well? It's VP. The ping came from no one. He's like, I've got this. He'll have to drop his Ring of Aquila. And he'll get the gem.
Liquid's,
The movement's
they're going
coming
for
over,
it.
so he'll get the gem. He's got Leap to get away.
Yeah, Kuroki put down the sentry and started running for it right away. But now they're at least able to hit up this mid tower. Glyph, though, it is a tier 1, so that resets the Glyph once it goes down. And top lane, tier 4s are getting hit a bit. Lil as well, pressuring the bottom.
Yeah, it's just easy farm now to get. Slowly work up. VP. That was... I don't know exactly what all those abilities were meant to be. But it all started like avalanching down with that defensive disruption after the miss blink.
Yeah, he thought he was going to get like grabbed or dueled like right away, but disrupts himself, and then Pasha tries to go in and help out his buddy by grabbing the Lifestealer, but then the Static Storm on top instantly by Bobo doesn't let him get the spell off. So nice little reaction plays by Liquid there and getting a small little kills.
Well, this is a nice item as well. We've seen Miracle having a hard time getting in position for his RPs. Now he's got a Shadow Blade to work with.
Yeah, that'll help a bit.
No, it's like Miracle is looking at this going, I have to get in position, I have to get in range. You're talking about the same kind of thing with like our Darkseers earlier today.
Yeah.
Like you pick up the 4 staffs and things just so you make sure you get in range. And he could have gone for a 4 staff too. But instead he decides Shadow Blade is the choice.
Yeah, now are they going to give the gem back to Pasha, or is no one just like, I'm not going to die. Like, I have BKB and Lincolns. There's like little to no chance I die here, so I'm going to hang on to this thing.
Here they come smoked up.
I think they saw that overwhelming odds.
The
Yeah, they
gem
did.
is still with no one. The arrow flies out of the pit. They definitely saw. Oh, Miracle! He blew it! He blew it!
Did he RP?
It is only H2O that gets hit.
And they grab him!
So they break through the rappel with that. Magnus will drop. There's no RP and no Miracle for a minute.
That is so devastating. Top tower's even been beating on VP's on position to push this as well. Do they have the Drow aura as well to pressure the side lanes? They already used it. So lanes are going to be pushing out pretty hard for them.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Lincoln's
I
thrown
hear
up
the
on Drow
infest.
Ranger.
Liquid have to try and fight this somehow. They need
Lil
a pick
spots
off.
it though.
Yeah, they saw him. The blink forward. He just time lapses a better position away from mind control.
They're taking the racks though. Melee racks going down. This is 2 sets.
And Ramsey actually triggered his BKB. That's how much this means. They really wanted mind control. How to get to the front lines. TP out. Then the jump forward. A very quick pop. They bring down the Batrider. Mind control gets back. Disruptor will not be so lucky. However,
purged
while
up.
the mid lane Lil is taking out the mid racks, trying to force out the Megas. It's only the melee left. The
Tom is
Troll
dead.
Ranger has the extra damage for him. This could be it if they can get the Megas up and running. Mind control wants to walk forward, but the
They
Megas
got
are
it.
already up. Liquid double buys back. They get the glimpse out, but where's your control? Solo has enough money for a ghost set from a TobiWan running forward with the open wound. Solo will not be able to survive this, but the damage is more than done. Liquid have lost everything and now are facing up against Megas and even a bloody Aghanim Scepter up for Lil. There's saving graces everywhere for VP.
And they're taking the Roche now right after that. I think this may have just punched Liquid's ticket out.
What did you say in the last game? It was VP's game to lose.
I think this one's a lot harder though with Mega Creeps.
Yeah,
to
this
lose,
is so hard to lose. This is EG's game to lose.
Damn. Getting the Aegis.
Someone else can take the gem now. Looks like Lil's gonna grab it. They don't even need TP scrolls. They know they're okay. And
Yeah.
they know they could potentially be locking. Like, okay, people were talking about like Alliance and Team Secret, like not getting through. Liquid not attending, like these guys. The ultimate twos when it comes to Valve mages, and now they're sitting here, potentially not even attending.
They had a couple moments of glory in this game, but VP just aware of the movements every single time. It's like this, just the team that is just aware of like who's going to get the initiation. Just is winning so hard in these, and yeah, VP did a great job of kiting them around in these and not giving Miracle the chances to get these big RPs just with the information that they got. DD now in the top lane. Lil wants it, but he's going to give it to his teammate. Or is he? Oh, Lil wants it.
On the bright side, Liquid doesn't have to go far to find farm. It's all
Yeah, but
inside their base.
They don't really farm those too easily. Miracle struggles to kill them at all. My control isn't even bothering to try to hit him. It's just Matu with the Empower, and he just finished up his Basher as well, so he has no buyback.
Oh, there is no going back. Like, it's,
Oh, of course
it's
not.
win
Oh, it's
fight
cooldown
or it's
anyway, that's
lose.
right.
That's it.
Yeah, it's cooldown anyway. They you know, it's extremely hard for them to come back. This is
No, the only one who actually has buyback is the Legion. I kind of almost wish he had like even just a Blightstone instead of the TP scroll. Like, you're not leaving your home. But she's probably even thinking she needs to Fusel Blade or something. Here comes Moonlight Shadow. Solo's the first one in. Just poking and prodding. The Observer and Sentries from Liquid were on the top lane instead. Now the arrow flies forward, hits, it's on Magnus.
They've got
They'll
press,
break
yeah.
him free with press the attack. A little bit earlier, but the Towns are taking damage, and there's your lasso. They catch up with TobiWan. Where's the save? Where is it? It's there. He gets the infest out. The GA was also triggered. The bash is over on the Weaver. Lil still has his time lapse available. It turns to Diffuser Blade, bringing down Kuro. The Legion's already bought back. Liquid, what have they got? Is there anything else left? Diffusal, there's your RP catching out two, but he only skewers back one. It's Solo, and he goes Scepters. They can't
They
even
just hit
attack
the
him,
throne.
but this is it. The Fortress is gone. Team Liquid
That's it.
are out, and Virtus Pro, they top their group, and they get through in the second position from the European qualifier.